Well, hi everyone, it's Leanne. How are you going this year? Now, we're kicking off the year with the Art and Soul Studio Facebook group with the first challenge of the year for January. And as you can see, I've written it down. It's portals through time and space. That's the theme. Now, I thought about it deeply and I thought, my gosh, what does that actually mean? Now, when I thought about it, I thought of the TARDIS, is it, in Doctor Who? And I couldn't stop thinking about that, how it travelled in time um, to sometimes go into dangerous situations, but they always bring something positive in the end, happens from it. So that's what I thought about the TARDIS. Now, don't mind these lines here. I think my Yes, I think my printer is playing up. It needs, I don't know, a clean. It's a very expensive one, so I don't know why I have trouble with it. I hardly use it. Anyway, so I thought of the TARDIS and I thought about traveling through time, through portals, through time and space. And that's what I came up with about looking back at the fellowship of YouTube, maybe, where people meet other people like-minded, same age, same sort of things they've done in life, and you sort of get this fellowship ring going, or this, travel through time and space in portals where you meet people and you bring that forward and you bring the positive stuff forward and something good comes out of it. And I think that's what I'm going for. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know one thing, that I am going to use this journal. It's a beautiful stylus my husband bought for me, and I'm going to lock down these 2 pages just to thicken it. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just start off with that now. And I found this glue. I don't know whether it's going to work. It feels odd. Is it sticky? No, it's not. Open it up more. Let's see what happens. That is not working. I wonder if I cut the top off. It feels like rubber. It obviously has been sitting for a long time. It's not working very well. Let me just see what that does. Ah, here it comes. Just cut the top off if it gets a little bit, what's the word? Congealed. It stops working. Okay, that'll probably work. So I'm going to stick that page down to give it a little bit more strength, and it has already, which is good. Yep, it's worked, I think. Okay, I'm going to put the lid really well on this so it doesn't congeal like that again and dry out. Now, what else shall we do with the page? Well, I know I'm going to put my TARDIS in. So I'm going to cut away some of it. Those lines are irritating. But I haven't got time to fix my printer at the moment, but I will. I'll give it a clean. I'll make it smaller still. Just bear with me. Right, it's a beautiful day here in Sydney. Now, the weekend was actually scorcher. Yesterday, I almost collapsed from the heat. It was bad. My aircon wasn't working very well. So I said to my husband, just give that a clean, see what it looks like, because we haven't cleaned it since last year. And he pulled the filters off, and the filters were completely blocked with dust, about, oh, I'd say half a centimetre, 5 mil thick. So he cleaned that off, and instantly it started working miraculously. Why didn't we think of that before? So we cleaned it and did the one also in the bedroom, because that's where we sleep, and you've got to be comfortable when you sleep, don't you? So there's my TARDIS. Paint. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some paint. Right. I really think that this page is too flimsy as well, so I'm going to glue that down as well. I pulled some paint out. So let's try and stick this page down now. Just to give it some strength. Let's see how that goes. That's going fine. That's good. Right. I'm going to stick some greaseproof paper just so I can protect the book a little bit better. And make sure the glue's all down, and it is. Right, now let's put a little bit of paint down. I like this colour because it's, oops, that came out fast. Oops, made a mistake. Continue on, Leanne. Right, I think I need some water. I'm going to have to be right back. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens on this page that I'm going to paint. Now that was just a text mark, sorry about that. We'll add it in as if it's a part of the program. Okay. This is a beautiful blue, don't you think? Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Let me see. It's Americana. It's a satin, and it's an acrylic. And where's Coastal Waters? There we go. So you can think of and imagine coastal waters. I can. Okay. So here we go. Put some paint on for our TARDIS. There we go. Now I'm just going to rinse my brush. Just going to tip this water in that I just got. Get rid of my brush colour. Wipe it. Right, there we go. Now, let's get some deeper colours, some blues. This is a bit deep. I'll only use it sparingly because it's a very dark blue. Well, it's a really vibrant blue, isn't it? So we'll only use it sparingly. Little bit of water. Right. Let's get some on the page. bit sticky up there. What's wrong with the paint? Well, I think it's very thick, so I'll water it down a little bit. Okay, we've got some blue down there. A little bit thick up there. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's rinse off our brush. Again, dry it, and then let's stick some other blue. How about this light blue colour here? I'll just stick a tiny bit through there. Right, this is not too bad. Okay, how about we stick some, purples? I do love purple, so we use a little bit of purple, very sparingly. Doesn't need much, does it? Let's wet off our brush and let's get to it. Both sides. Okay. It's hard to see that purple. It looks like blue, doesn't it? But it is purple. There is a difference when I'm looking at it. Huge difference. Something missing? Not sure. Let's get that a different purple. It could be the same, I'm not sure. No, it looks darker, this one. And just put a few bits and pieces here and there. Okay. I don't mind that. I will be back in a moment. Okay, I've dried that. Now, as you can see, I've also put some yellow amongst the blues and the purple, and it gives it a sort of time and space, bits and pieces. There's a space here, space there. There's yeah, that's what I mean by that. So it gives you the illusion there's spaces and time, happening. Anyway, let's get down to some positive things. Let's have a look at, now I'm just trying to find something I can use. No, I don't want to use that. I'm going to get my pencil. That one's a little bit blunt. Let's get a sharpened one. Oh dear. Let me see, what can I use? I don't want to use something big. How about this? I think that will do. I'm just going to draw some circles. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going for it. Yeah, I think you can see that. Let's do in the lighter areas some circles, and then we'll do a bit what Kylie did. She painted them black, which looks quite nice. There we go. So let's put down one more here. There we go, and one here. I hope I can see them. My eyes are shot. But anyway, let's continue on. Now I'm going to use some black paint, acrylic, and I'm going to cover those beautiful circles I just drew or traced. I didn't draw them freehand. I traced them. And let's do some bubbles or some space for some words. As I said, the weekend was utterly hot here in Sydney. I was in the mountains, but it was still about 32 degrees virtually all night where I was. It was a doozy. I started to get sick with the heat. It was just way too hot. And then we travelled a few hours in the car and I became sick. So I was just starting to get sick when I rolled up in the door in the driveway, and whew, just in time, because I was getting really, really sick. You know, that really sick where you feel sick? My heart started to miss a beat and I knew I was too hot. And it wasn't because I was dehydrated, because I don't think I was. I could have been, but I was so sick. I got back in the cool here. I got a flannel on my neck, cold air. My husband changed washed the filters on the aircon, and I started to feel better immediately. So it was the temperature. It was just way too hot to be in. It was extreme heat. I am so shocked and surprised that we didn't have more bushfires. I am shocked because that heat was extreme, and we had it for 2 days. Right, my circles, I hope they look like circles. I can only do my best, and I do try my best. This year, I normally have good feelings about the new year. I feel more positive and energized. This year, I felt a little bit flat. I think it's because we're working still on our house, yeah, an old house at the moment, not the new granny flat, but the old house, and we're trying to get it fixed up because we're getting too old. I don't think we've got any more room in us to do anything major. We're getting just too old. My husband's feeling his age this year. He's 62, and he's just feeling it. It's not that young man that could, at 45, jump up on the benches and swing from tree to tree. But he was a very energetic young man, even up until he was 55. He's just gone downhill. Me, well, I try my best. But he was a very, very fit, agile man. But I think it's catching up with him. I think he's a bit of he retired from his job, yet he's gone back to work in a sedentary job, which he doesn't do any exercises. A little bit of hard work, but not much. I think it's more stress of the mental part of it rather than physically, but that's just as debilitating. Anyway, what's that starting to look like? Odd. Well, I've got no plan. It's just happening as we speak. So I am trying to do something arty. So that weather was extreme, and you be very careful to try and keep yourself cooler. Doesn't matter what you use, even a flannel on your back of your neck. As long as you can keep that your temperature down from the effects of it, because it's as I said, my heart started missing a beat. I was overheated, and when I got out of the car, even though we had the aircon on in the car, the heat was just extreme. When you're driving around, all that heat comes off that road, the tar road, and I tell you what, it's hot. Right, let's just finish this off. Oh gosh, stay inside the lines, Leanne. There we go. I think that's the best I can do. What do you think? I'll put something around it later. Right, now let's just dry them off. Okay, I've dried that off. I've got my circles. Now I'm just going to do, in some of the darker areas, a little bit of journaling from last year. Okay, so from that, I learnt to be appreciative from last year, and that's what I'm going to write. I wonder if I could write it in there. Appreciate. Well, we'll have to try, won't we? Double P. There we go. So appreciate. And technology. I learned a bit of technology from last year, which was positive. So learn new technology. There we go. Not too bad. Over here, I'm going to write what's that word? Well, yeah. Now, the fellowship of YouTubers was something that was a positive thing to bring forward from last year, from actually opening myself up a tiny bit to people and seeing how they react. So fellowship is an important thing. Fellowship with YouTubers. That was important last year. And also understanding was another one. Understanding each other. So, understanding each other. So, understanding each other, not to judge, but to understand and to appreciate the people that are around you. Another one would be, I'm just writing here a few. The ability to learn. Learning is a interesting thing. You never stop learning. So, learning. Let me see if I can go. Learning never stops. There we go. Learning never stops. And one more that I learnt was to actually relax more with myself. You know how sometimes you feel really, really alone, like there is no one in the world that understands you or can help you, and because people are either too busy or they've got their own agendas and their own things that are happening, but it's important to look at other people and understand them and to appreciate them and to be grateful that you're not alone. So not being alone, and I was not alone last year, particularly one YouTuber was extremely inspiring, helpful, understanding, and even though she personally is not here and can't touch you literally and to give you advice, it is always good to know other people's problems so that you can sort of get an understanding that, hey, you're not too bad, or yes, you are going too bad. This is not right, and that's not right. So there you go. Learning never stops. Appreciate, learn new technology, fellowship with YouTubers, understanding each other, and not being alone. Now I'm going to put my TARDIS there because they're all the things that I did and struggled with or learnt to do last year. I think that'll fit in the middle. Let's fold it. And I might give it some double-sided tape because I don't really want it wet. Let me give it some double-sided tape. It'll sit probably a little bit better too if it's not glued down because it's in the middle. You can glue down the corners if it's not sitting flat, if you know what I mean. Just in the corners. There we go. I'm just going to rip a little bit more tape off there. I'll get the scissors and I'll cut off that tape because you don't want to stick in your pages down, if you know what I mean. There we go. Okay, let's go. Well, that's not good. So let's go this way. Now I've got to try and get this one off. It's been difficult, but I'll get there. There we go. Let's put our TARDIS in. Oops, we don't want to go over any of that, so we have to rip that up. Sorry about that. Sorry. Might have to move it over here. What's that look like? Yep, that's better. Okay, let's put our TARDIS down. Oh, there he is. What do you think? I love it. Anyway, I'm just going to do a little bit more around the edges. I think I will use this pen and just go around the edges just to neaten it off. There we go. It's not too bad. I'm not too happy with that. I'm going to have to fix it. Let me see how we go up here. Let's just go back down here again and try and fix this one. Let's see what that looks like. Not too bad. I can colour that in. You'll never know the difference. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we gave that a little bit of a nudge. Now I'm going to do the same around the edges. I just want to frame it. I don't know why, I just want it framed. There we go. Let me see how we go here. Okay. Let's turn it around, do this part. Right, and one more framing, and that's the top. Let's see how we go with that. About there. Okay, I think that will do. There we go, there's our TARDIS. Right, and we have to, I'm just going to put, where shall I do it? Just here. Facebook, Art, and Soul Studio. 2018 January. And I'll do the heading up top. And I always put my initials. I try to anyway, if I remember. Okay, so not being alone. I wasn't alone. Understanding each other, trying to understand other people's plights and not just my own. Fellowship with YouTubers. I had a great fellowship last year with YouTubers. Learning never stops, and learn the new technology. So that is good. So let's just put here, I'm not sure whether that will show, so let's see if we do it with the white one. Portal through time and space. There we go. Through portals through time and space. I think that's finished. I think so. So what do you think? The TARDIS, does it really make an impact? Portals through time and space. Anyway, that is my version. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you, Diana, too. Um, and I really enjoyed that. I wonder if I should just so you can see the outline, because it's hard to see. What do you think? Just a little bit? Yeah. Let me see if I can do some up here. There we go. Just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. I am finished now. I'm going to stop. There we go. Aunt Solstice 2018 LP. There's mine. There we go. Portals through time and space. Thank you, Carly and Diana, once again. Bye for now, everyone.